Is going on, Maha City? Welcome back to Broncos Country News. I'm your host and anchor, Caleb Molden. I know what sir you're asking. Caleb, why are you wearing a mask on camera? Do you have COVID or something like that? No, I don't have COVID. It's because, obviously, from yesterday, the offense was so putrid and their performance was so disgusting and smelly that I decided to wear this mask to cover the look of disgust on my face and also so I don't have to smell how much they stink. And yes, I will be doing the whole video like this. You play like that, this is the performance that you get. Now, obviously, there's no need to overreact. There's no need to panic about anything. Obviously, again, we're 3-1. It's just one game. There's still plenty of chances for this team to win games. Some things that definitely need to be addressed, sure, and some concerns I've had for a few weeks now. And I do have a few things from this game, but I want to get to this right off the bat. None of my biggest issues were Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock. Yes, neither of the quarterbacks played well. Yes, it looked pretty bad for both. But let's be real here. The biggest issue with this game and in terms of the offense wasn't just the injuries at offensive line, though that certainly didn't help. How do I say this? My biggest issue with the offensive play calling has to do with a certain head coach whose first name rhymes with Shat. As in, that's what the offense played like yesterday. First off, let's get to this guy right off the bat. Pat Shurmur, what was that game plan? Seriously, you ran let me see. So they had that one good drive with Teddy where they get a touchdown. Okay, that's not bad. They were running the ball effectively. Javonte Williams had that huge run where he basically takes the Ravens front seven basically with him. And what happens as a result? The Broncos basically end up running the ball 2 more times in the first half. I beg your pardon? But wait, it gets better. In the second half, they only ran it 4 times. They threw 24 passes in the second half. So basically, Pat Shurmur said, hey, running game, I know you've been a big reason that the offense has been so good lately, but we're going to neglect you for this game with a backup offensive line. We're going to let our quarterback just drop back there behind a backup offensive line against one of the best blitzing front sevens in all of football, against guys like Adafi Owe, Calais Campbell, Justin Houston. Best of luck to you. See, what a run game allows you to do as an offense, it allows you to control the tempo, it allows you to control the clock, it helps your efficiency, helps on third down. By the way, keep in mind, they were 1 of 7 on third downs before Drew Lock came in the game. That's because they refused to run the ball and give a lot of good short yardage situations and put ourselves in a good position to win games. We kept putting ourselves in like 3rd and 10 plus, which is not a good situation. And what the run game also does, it keeps the pressure off the quarterback. It makes sure that the defense is at least honest because they don't want to let Javonte or Melvin go run up the yard for like 80 yards or something. So they're going to at least keep back a little bit and it'll give our quarterbacks more time to throw. But when you don't run the ball, it's easy for them. They just get to pin their ears back and go blitz. Which, big shock, Pat Shurmur, is the one thing that defense is really, really good at. Blitzing. So I don't know what that game plan was. That's why I'm not really putting too much on Teddy or Drew. That game plan was absolutely atrocious. And by the way, Benjamin Albright pointed out that Drew Lock had a higher completion percentage and YPA average than Teddy yesterday because they started throwing the ball out of desperation. They threw 24 times with Drew Lock. That should show how stymied the offense was. The minute that the backup goes in, we're just throwing the ball all over the yard. And it's clear that it was just yuck. And it confirmed what I've said for a couple of weeks now. It feels like Teddy Bridgewater was bailing out Pat Shurmur's awful game plans. Well, he couldn't yesterday because that game plan was absolutely atrocious and it stunk so badly. I had to wear this because I don't want to smell that. That was absolutely awful. Another big issue, yes, let's talk about it, the offensive line, because they couldn't block anything yesterday. It's clear having 2 backup guys just wasn't going to help. Reisner and Glasgow, we need them back, and we need them back ASAP. I know some people are going to say, well, it's about the way the quarterback commands the pocket. It's hard to command the pocket when literally the second the ball is snapped, your entire line is shoved into your face. It's clear that interior rush, they couldn't handle it. The Ravens saw blood, they went for it. They saw that the interior rush could not handle the blitz. They saw that they could not take it one-on-one, and so they just kept going at it. They kept blitzing, and without the run game to help out, they were just going to keep doing it. And whenever they did try to run it, they kept running up the gut and stopped. Why not try something else? Try a counter, try a zone, try a sweep, try a screen, try something to get them out in the open. But no, let's just keep running it up the gut and see if that works with backup cards. That's a fantastic idea. Also, Vic, what was that? Huh? Vic, what was that? His timeout management was not good as usual. Game management, questionable. Clock management wasn't fantastic. Also, he just felt outcoached. They felt just absolutely outclassed by Harbaugh and his staff. And I get that Harbaugh has a good staff and that Harbaugh's a good coach. But let's look at who Fangio's outcoached so far this year. He's outcoached Urban Meyer, which, hey, if you saw the video of him this weekend, you know that Vic wasn't even the worst coach in the NFL this week. That honor has to go to Urban Meyer now. Robert Saleh, who, congratulations, finally just got his first win. But he's a rookie head coach. And Joe Judge, who's basically a glorified high school coach. At least that's how he acts. So, all that being said, I'm not going to throw Vic out yet. But they got outcoached yesterday. It's clear. They were no match for Baltimore. From the first snap, the Ravens were clearly the better team. Run defense was not very good. The Ravens just kept running it. Lamar got the big plays he needed to. He had that big 59-yard touchdown to Hollywood Brown, and the Broncos never answered it. It's clear the Ravens offense just made plays that Denver couldn't answer for. It's clear. This was simply a case of getting dominated at the line of scrimmage. We couldn't hold up against them, even with a fully healthy front. They just, they had it. We got some stops, yes, but then when we needed to get those big crucial stops, like a turnover or two, the Ravens just... So my background kept falling off, and instead of just addressing that and fixing it, I'm going to leave it like that because it kind of symbolizes how our defense played yesterday. Just falling apart when you didn't need it to. I know, I'm just kind of all over the place today, but welcome to a video after pretty much getting run out of your own building. And like I said, we just couldn't stop Lamar. Whenever he needed that first down play, he got the first down play. Their third down conversion yesterday was pretty good. Our third down conversions were flat out atrocious. So here's how I'm assigning blame. 30% goes to the offensive line. That was absolutely bad. I don't know what that was. We clearly needed our starters back in, and those guys were not ready to play against that defensive front. 30% goes to Pat Shurmur for a god-awful game plan that didn't account for anything, not using screen passes or anything to keep the offensive line more comfortable, not really using a ton of good RPO stuff except outside of that first drive. It is time for Pat Shurmur to basically readjust his game plan, but we've seen this for a few weeks now. I don't know how you didn't address it. It's what I was concerned about. Offensive flaws masked, by the first 3 games. We beat easy opponents, and now we're easy to mask offensive flaws, and it's easy to just excuse everything. I'm going to give 20% to Vic. That was just, I don't know what that was. That was absolutely terrible. That was not good. That was not good at all. So then that means I'm going to give 10% to special teams because we kept putting ourselves in bad positions. And also, I just want Tom McMahon fired. So I'm not less special teams. I'm just going to put 10% on Tom McMahon because I don't know. He deserved to be fired, and I don't know. That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm going to give 5% of the blame to Teddy Bridgewater and 5% to Drew Lock because quarterbacks deserve lion's share of the blame, I guess, somehow. But in my opinion, they get the smallest percentage because they were kind of left out there to die behind that offensive line. Look, I know the easy thing right now is to just blame one guy and get it over with. It's easy just to put all the blame on Drew or on Pat or on Vic. It's easy just to blame all that and just move on with our day. Guys, nothing was getting done that day. The offense just did not look good. We had that one drive, and then we just went completely anemic. And the worst thing I can talk about when it comes to game management from Vic and Pat was that last drive before the end of the half. What was that at the end of the first half? Where you're down inside your own 20, you have a minute to go, you only have a couple timeouts, but they have all 3. And so what do? You throw 3 passes in a row. First pass incomplete. Second pass, Deontay Spencer gets lit up, which, by the way, how is that not helmet to helmet? I don't know how that's not a call. Then the third play, Teddy not only doesn't complete the pass, but Teddy gets lit up too, and what should have also been head-to-head. I don't know how that wasn't head-to-head on Teddy. It's just, and also the wide receivers had some trouble getting open yesterday. It was basically just Cortland Sutton and nobody else. It was Cortland and Noah. That was it. That was all who could get open. It's clear we needed Judy, we needed KJ because they just doubled our guys. They just doubled our best guy and said, hey, you can beat us with anybody else. You just can't beat us with that guy, and it worked. The Ravens' game plan was absolutely great. They knew how to beat the offense, and Pat couldn't account for it. So I just say that, again, I'm just blaming Pat Shurmur the most because that game plan was terrible, and it's clear the offense wasn't good no matter who was playing quarterback. We could have freaking put Brett Rippon or Kendall Hinton back there, and the offense probably would have played the same way. I'm sorry, this offense just... Yesterday was bad. And I'm going to keep wearing this because, oh my gosh, it smells so terrible. You have a week to improve. As for who's going to start next week, they said Teddy could be cleared by Friday. If he clears concussion protocol, I hope that they don't rush him back because then he could get hurt again, and that just makes things even worse. If Drew Lock is going to start next week, I'll talk about that, but then that means this upcoming game is pretty big for him. So we'll address that in an upcoming video, but that's for the Steelers video. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. Yes, I know I'm angry. I know I'm upset, but you know what? It's one loss. Still 3-1. Shake it off. You lose. You get beat. That happens. Just come back the next week and let's see if we can beat Pittsburgh, go 4-1. That would be big coming home against Vegas. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. Please know your thoughts down in the comments below. That big announcement I teased on my Twitter and in my last video, that will be coming out, I'm going to say tomorrow. I'll have time tomorrow. So 2 videos in 2 days. I have a lot of stuff to do. Lots of stuff to get to. Anyways, that's it for me. Broncos Country, 303. I'll see you guys later.